and it said pregnant. All three of those, pregnant, you're pregnant. I was like, no way. Your girl is pregnant. Y'all finally know the news. Oh my god. So let's get into this story of how I found out. Let's get into this story of how I found out I was pregnant. And I'm just gonna update y'all, you know, after that, how my journey has been and how everything has been going as far as being pregnant. I am 23 weeks and 1 day today, so I'm basically almost 6 months. I think that's 6 months. I'm either right before 6 months, right at 6 months, or like almost there. So yeah, let's get into it. So y'all, basically my period is never late, right? Ever. Like, it may be, not lie, my period is late, but not like it was, right? So basically I was waiting on my period to come. The latest my period has ever been is like, it's never been, okay, so basically, you know how you have your period and there's a time frame of it being out of the late, considered being late, right? So you have until, I think it's like 32 to 35 days, and after that your period is considered to be late. So basically 35-day mark passed, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, that's weird because it's never that late. So I'm just like, okay, this is weird. So we go out, you know, with my man and his friends, his brothers, like we all went out. And I didn't even drink because I'm just like, I just had a feeling. I'm just like, something isn't right, because I just know my period is not this late. Something just not right. So literally Saturday we went out. I stopped. I didn't drink that night because I'm just like, something's off. I just felt it in my intuition. So I didn't drink that night. And I was so scared, y'all, because, okay, also, this was the 4th day of my period being late, considered late, like the 4th day. So I'm just like, okay, I'm still waiting. Nothing has happened. So I'm like nervous. And that's when, you know, I didn't drink that night. And I was so scared to take a test because my intuition was just telling me, like, you're pregnant. You're pregnant. You know, I low-key didn't even have to take the test. But after we came back inside that night, it was like 11 something. It was so late. And I was like, I went to the store, got some tests, and it was the 3-pack. So I went and got the 3-pack of pregnancy tests. I took it. I think I recorded me like taking the test, if I'm not mistaken. If I did, I'll find it and put it in this video. But I was so nervous and I was like, fuck it, let me just do it. Prayed to God before I did it. I'm like, okay, I'll leave it to God. Whatever happens, happens. I took that test, baby. When I tell you, I seen a line, 2 lines, okay? It was faint, but I seen the lines. I was like, babe, like, so he went in there, he's seen it, and we just like, you know, just in the moment, couldn't believe it. And also, in the 3-pack, there was the digital one that says pregnant, not pregnant. And I took the test, the digital one. He went to go check on the test, because I did not go in there. I didn't go in the bathroom. I was just like, you know, maybe sometimes the pregnancy test be tripping, you know what I'm saying? So maybe it's a glitch or whatever. Yeah, okay. So I went and took the digital one, went and laid down on the bed, because I'm just like, what? Like, what? And he went, and we're waiting and waiting. He's over there hovering over the sink, just waiting for it to pop a response. And that was probably the longest wait of our lives. Like, it felt like it was hours until we finally got a response, when really it was like 10 minutes. So finally it came back. Results came in, and it said pregnant.
Oh,
Somebody, oh,
he needs some milk.
Pregnant, you're pregnant. I was like, no way. No way. No way. It was like, babe. I was like, instantly I already knew what that meant. And I just started crying. I started crying because I was so overwhelmed with joy, and I just couldn't believe it. Like, you know, I just couldn't believe it, honestly. Then we ended up going to the rooftop and just kind of like taking it in. You know, we were so happy though. Like, it wasn't sad tears, it was happy tears. Like, we were so happy, and we just couldn't believe it from there on. And after that, basically, time just went on. It took me forever to tell my parents. I was a nervous wreck to tell my parents, y'all. Like, a nervous wreck. I was so nervous to tell them. And I ended up telling them on Thanksgiving Day. I feel like, okay, so the first person I told was my brother, and then I told my sisters, or my cousins. They're my cousins, but I call them my sisters, Chantel and Chelsea. I told them, they have daughters, you know, that they both each have a daughter. You know, and they know how my parents are, so I'm just venting to them. And my brother, I'm just like, oh my God, like, I'm so nervous to tell my parents. Like, I don't know what they're gonna say. Like, what are they gonna say, what they're gonna do? I don't know. I was so nervous. And my parents are very old school. They're baby boomers, you know, they're old school parents, whatever, and they raised me really well or whatever. So me being me, I love my parents to death, and I just wanted a very happy response from them. Like, I wanted them to be happy along with me, you know. I just was fearful of like their response and what they were gonna say. And I'm just like, it took me forever, you know. I found out in October, and I held it to myself until the end of November, so Thanksgiving. And we ended up just deciding to do it on Thanksgiving Day finally. And my mom was ecstatic. She was like, I knew it. Like, I knew it. She had a feeling. Y'all, granted, I was going around my people with, you know, like, I remember for my grandmother's birthday, I went to her house and everybody was over there. And I had a crop top on with like high waist, some cute high waist pants. But I wasn't showing, but you could tell my body was changing. And me being me, I'm still wearing crop tops and all this, like, you know, just crazy. My man was like, what are you thinking? Like, why are you wearing crop top? My cousins was like, why are you wearing crop? Like, what is wrong with you? But I was like, you know what? Whatever. Like, I'm not showing yet. I'm still early. I was like, maybe like 10 weeks, I think. 8 weeks at the time of the party. So I was like, I'm not showing yet. Psh, yeah, right. Okay, like, literally everybody's seen the changes. And I feel like it's because I'm a small girl. So, you know, when you're small, petite, of course, you know, things like pregnancy can show changes in your body and make a difference in your body, even if it's the smallest change. So they knew, like, my mom knew, and my dad was just a dad. You know, he was questioning, you know, Cordy, and just asking him, like, are you ready for this? Are you happy? How do you feel? Like, asking me if I'm happy about it. And, you know, just being a parent and letting me know, like, you know, just letting me know it's a huge commitment. It's not for play. Even though it's a huge blessing from God, you know, it's not for play. This is serious, you know. So but he was happy though. He was very happy and nervous. He was low-key sweating, like, after we told him. And then, you know, he was by my grandparents' house, so I ended up telling my grandparents as well at the same time, and they were so happy. My grandpa said a prayer for me. and all that. So after I told my parents, I was cool with telling everybody else, you know. So gradually over time, I was telling my friends and everyone else. And I was so happy. Like, I was happy to finally like let that out. After I told my parents, I just felt so comfortable to like tell everybody else. I'm like, finally I could share my beautiful news. And from there, yeah, it's just been a journey from there. For the pregnancy itself, I will say my pregnancy has been going so smooth. Like, I haven't had any morning sickness, anything. And I know morning sickness is very common. I haven't had any morning sickness, nothing. Like, it's been, I threw up one time so far, and I'm 23 weeks, but I feel like that was because of the food. Like, it was just what I ate, what didn't sit right with me, and I ended up throwing up the next morning. But other than that, like, I didn't have morning sickness. My boyfriend has actually been getting a lot of symptoms though, because believe it or not, your boyfriend, your spouse, gets the symptoms. Like, they get the symptoms too. So he's been having crazy dreams. He's actually calling. LOL.
What you getting ready for? You ain't ready. I hope you don't think this a date or something.
It is, but babe, you didn't tell me that.
Because I had to work. And I knew I wasn't going. I ain't forget. I just knew I wasn't going. I knew I wasn't going.
Yeah.
Wow, so we get to say something.
I didn't know it was this morning. I had no idea.